my mission and is to help change the world one leader at a time. And I can tell you just from the people that are on the call today, man, I'm so proud of them and I'm so excited about what we're about to do. I feel like I'm fulfilling part of my mission by helping them do what they want to do in business, and also obviously doing some cool things. And we have another person joining our call this morning. He's also known as my older brother. What's up, Jeffrey?
How's everybody?
Good. We're just getting started. I just had everyone that's new in our offices. We have Columbus on today. We have some guys on from Cincinnati. We got our offices in Detroit on today. And I'm excited about our call today. Thanks for joining. I didn't know you're going to join today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I first want to start by saying congrats to all of the top performers. Look forward to meeting all you guys. And I've got first round of beers at the stadium when we get there. All right.
And for you guys that nobody's talking about, they came out this morning and they said they're not serving beer at the stadium. Okay. All right. Way to go. FIFA just announced it literally this morning. All right. Way to go. Good one there, bro. Good one. All right. So first thing first, listen, I just wanted, everyone to introduce themselves. So we got some new staff in some of the offices, obviously in the fourth quarter. A lot of good things are happening in the retail world. Things are getting super busy. So I want to go around the horn. Giordano's, do you guys want to introduce yourselves, where you run an office, and what part of the competition you won? And just some, we'll start there and then we'll get into the tournament.
All right, cool. I will go first because I'm the older and better looking Giordano anyway, so I'll just go ahead and go first. So my name is Joey Giordano. I run an office in Columbus, Ohio. I'm on the EDM program. I won. So Ken does this contest every 4 years, right? For this this World Cup thing, right? I remember I first started was back in 2017, 2018. I know he did it back then. You guys went to Russia and stuff like that. And I remember I was just like a leader at the time, and I just got promoted to assistant management or management like couple months later. And I was like, you know what would be really cool is if I won that contest one day. If I won that contest and I can get a chance to go. And what happens is when you set really big goals and you stick to them, you get shit done. So I ended up winning the contest for Ken's org for most first generation promotion deals throughout that contest. So I ended up promoting out 3 deals in about 13 months. Only 2 of those deals counted though, which is no big deal. And one of those deals I promoted actually is my brother Michael, which I'm going to have him talk about next as well too. But contest, the portion I won was most first gen promotions over that time frame. Really excited to go. Not really a big soccer fan, but this is like the Super Bowl, stuff like that for like soccer. So I'm really excited about it. I've never been outside of Mexico or Canada before. It's like a 14-hour flight, so I'm really pumped. So cool. I'll pass it to you, Michael. Go ahead.
Love it. And for the record, to try to jump in there, Michael, Joey started the business here in Detroit, grew up with Bill. Bill promoted him out. So I remember Joey throughout the program. Learning the business. We sat down numerous times about just learning how to lead and learning how to mentor people. So I love it. All right, go ahead, Michael.
Thank you. So first off, that statement he made in the beginning was absolutely false. Just want to let everyone know that really quick. So I actually want to thank Joey, my brother, number one, because I wouldn't be here right now meeting all of you if it wasn't for Joey. It took him 3 years to recruit me, but I wish I would have done it sooner. But I'm 23 years old. I run the office in Cincinnati, Ohio. So go Bengals as of now. But I'm from Detroit though, so I'm a Lions fan at heart. You gotta love them. And I'm on the box program, so it's energy sales, and then also key for business. And then the part that I was able to win was the rookie. But actually, the best part about this business is people always give back. So the rookie part, I had to be able to get to assistant manager, and I hit that part, but it had to be an outside deal. It was like probably a week before, and we have our national conference, and actually Bill Dickerman, who is Joey's promoting owner, he had a little surprise for me. So this is the best part of why I love the business so much, because people give back, and he didn't have to do this at all. So at the national conference, he came up on stage and he surprised me, which it blew my mind, and he actually won that trip to the World Cup and went ahead and passed it on to me. I hit the metrics, and it was about to be, it was like a week before, but Bill ended up taking the reins, and he gifted me that World Cup trip, which is unbelievable. And it's on video. Bill has the recording, and I was just shocked. And I don't know where it was at the time, so I'm like, I can't wait to go to Europe, even though it's in Qatar. So it was an amazing experience. My reaction was insane, but I really appreciate Bill. He's like a grandpa to me, which he is. And that's just an awesome experience. So again, Ken, thank you as well. I mean, it's every 4-year thing. So
yeah, I love it. And listen, I remember when Bill told me what he was going to do, right? So Bill, life-wise, it wasn't going to work. So he did win that part of the competition. So I said, hey, is there someone in your team that earned the opportunity? And you're so close to hitting the metric to earn it yourself. So, you know, he decided to pass it on to you. And at first, I think your response was, "You're not fucking with me, are you?"
it's on recording. I was like, what? Because that's
like, don't mess with me. This isn't fair. Come on, you're not fucking with me. You're like, no, he's literally gifting you the tournament. So
it was
super cool.
It was very nice. Can't
super
wait.
Cool. Awesome. Adrian, you gonna go?
Sure. Hi, everybody. Hi, Ken. So my name is Adrian Petticord. I am on NRG Retail. I run an office in Columbus, Ohio. And actually, for anyone that knows me, you guys know that I'm very, very, very huge into talking things and writing things into fruition. So although it's commonly misunderstood that the first thing I ever did was winning rookie owner and getting those Final Four tickets, writing that into, putting that into fruition. But actually this was actually the first one I wrote, because I had been in the business for only a couple of months last time when I saw my promoting owner, kind of similar to your guys' situation, get to leave the office and head to Russia for the World Cup. And I played soccer, and so I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do that. And so this has been on my vision board since about 2 or 3 weeks in the business. I think like you did it right after you announced it, or you guys left not too long after we got back from NatCon. And when we went to NatCon, I had only been in the business for 2 weeks, I believe, when I went to that. So this has been on my goal board and vision board for a really, really long time. And since we're dropping ages, I'm 35. I'll be 35 on Monday. Monday is my birthday, so 23 to 35. I babysat you, Michael. But I'll be 35 on Monday. Married, 2-year-old little daughter, and I think the part I won, I believe, is just office revenue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Total revenue. I think you did 1.4 million during the contest. So pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. All right, bro, you want to go? You want to introduce yourself to everybody what you do maybe for work? And
Sure.
you and I have been talking about this for a while.
Yeah, real quick. So I am the older, better looking brother to Kenny, as you can tell. I work for a company called DocuSign. If you guys know DocuSign, I hope you're all using DocuSign to digitize your businesses. I work with a lot of big banks and big fintech companies. I sell to them, having some really good years under my belt. Yeah, super excited about it. Congrats again to all the guys and ladies here who have outperformed and done really well. Looking forward to the trip. And that's about it from my side. But unfortunately, I have to drop to another meeting, but nice to meet you all this morning and look forward to seeing you in a couple of days.
All right. Love you, brother.
All right. See ya.
See you soon.
Love you too. Bye.
Yeah. All right. So tell me, so guys, so thinking about, I heard you talking about goals, and I heard you talking about talking things into fruition. So what are you guys most excited about? So raise your hand for the crew that's going. Have you been to like a professional game before?
I mean, I've been to like a hockey game in Columbus, but
I'm talking about soccer now, Joe. I'm talking about soccer. We're only talking soccer here. All right. So, okay. So a couple of people raising their hand in the crowd there, soccer games. All right. Has anybody been to a World Cup qualifier, seen the US play or seen Mexico play or seen Canada play? I know there's a couple of people in our office I took to some games in the last year. Okay. So and anyone in the room, I know Corey's not on today because he went to the 2018 World Cup with us. Anyone on? I know Lupe's here in the office. We went to Russia as well. Anyone else been to a World Cup before? Anyone? I see some people. Okay, I see Columbus. I see you guys. All right, so essentially this is a sporting event on steroids. You're gonna see people from all over the world. And for you guys that just jumping on from North Carolina, there's people in my organization, Michael and Joey and Adrian and Corey, who wasn't on. My brother just dropped, but we're going to the World Cup. We're going to Qatar here in a week or so. So it's gonna be nuts. So tell me, Giordano's, what do you expect? Right, you've never been to, not Europe, Michael, never been to the Middle East, right? Never been to that part of the world. Any thoughts? Any things that you've learned about traveling over there? And have you guys looked into the trip at all, or looked into some things that we may run into?
So
Oh, go ahead, Michael. Go ahead.
for sure. One thing that me and Joey we're talking about, we don't want to look up anything. I just want to enjoy the experience. I want to just feel it when I get there. And as you guys know, over there in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, they're just so advanced and it's beautiful architecture and everything, but I don't want to spoil it. Like spoiling a movie, I can't stand when people do that. So I want to make sure I experience real life, real time. So I'm pumped.
Yeah. So I
Nice.
was talking to Michael last night about that. I was like, I'm purposely not Googling any photos of what it might look like or nothing. I want to be totally shocked when I get there and be like, wow, this is awesome. And, I want to, ground myself right away and everything. But, Michael and I have, we like both have reps that are from actually over there where they moved to the States a couple years ago, and they've been helping us out when it comes to some language stuff and what to wear and what not to wear and what to do and what not to do. So they've been helping us out and everything. So I purposely threw away all my shorts. I don't have any shorts anymore. They're all gone. I won't be bringing any shorts over to Qatar because apparently if you wear shorts, you go straight to jail. So not going to bring any shorts, strictly pants only for this guy. But no, man, like I said, I'm just going to be like Michael said, I don't like when movies get ruined for me either. So I'm not looking up any photos, nothing. I want to get there and like close my eyes and open and be like, wow, this is so cool. I'm really excited to see what the airport's gonna look like. I know it's kind of weird, but like I'm a big fan of airports and how they look. So, but no, I'm just super pumped, man. I've never been, like I said, the farthest I've been out of the country has been Mexico and Canada, but like, this is something that I've never done before. And the one thing me and Michael did look up, actually, we like we're YouTubing like what the plane looks like and see like where our seats are at.
Yeah.
To get an idea of like what it's gonna look like because we're gonna be on there for like 12, 15 hours. But that's the only thing we've done so far is that. But overall, I was really pumped for it.
Yep. So we're all so you guys know we're all meeting in Philly, and the 4 or 5 of us we're all flying. My brother's flying from Boston, but we're all flying on the same flight from Philly to Doha, Qatar. So.
And we're all in the same realm, I'm pretty sure too. So we're all in 23.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's gonna be cool.
Yep. Adrian, any thoughts? Anything that you've looked up or that you're doing?
No, I'm very similar to Michael and Joey. I don't want to look up anything. I don't want to see anything. I did look at the thing you sent me for the clothing, and I'm like, oof, yeah. Took out all my shorts, went and because I remember you saying it's gonna be like 90 degrees. I'm like, okay, I'll pack my shorts, and then I read that. I'm like, all right, we're gonna go buy jeans. So I went out and bought some new jeans with no holes, rips, tears, nothing, that high waisted. So bought some new clothes, but otherwise I haven't looked into anything. I want to be completely just awed by it. The one thing, just going to that soccer game with you, and then also, the Final Four and things like that, that feeling, that's what I'm really looking forward to. And Corey talked about it a lot when he went last time, like the rumble, like feeling the rumbling, hearing the crowd, feeling the vibe and the energy when you're in the stadium, and just the passion behind the teams, the players, the fans, and you all become one. And it's like earth shattering, and like people cry. So I'm like really looking forward to that, because I think that experience is like irreplaceable. Just to experience something like that, it's like a once in a lifetime thing. So I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most. And then I love any cultural, like ethnic kind of differences, and how I think everything's gonna be very different, how you get transportation, how you eat, like your day to day. So I'm really excited to kind of see how they live and, function on day to day over there as well. I'm pumped.
Nice. Do you want to share with the guys what game we went to?
We went to I don't remember when that was. It was like a year ago. I just had the
I
video.
think we
Was
had
it
a
Mexico?
leaders meeting, the leaders meeting game, right? Were you at that one?
Oh yeah,
Right.
it was the leaders meeting. Yeah, and we went to. It was a U.S. and in Mexico.
US and no, it wasn't Mexico. It was in Columbus. Oh shoot, I can't think off the top of my
I
top
don't
of my head.
remember
But we
either,
won
but-
we won 2-1. They scored right in front of us and ran right past us and gave us high fives.
You were-
and walked off the
You
field.
were on the TV because we were on the
Yeah.
first row on the field. And I looked at Ken, I was like, you just ruined every game moving forward. Like you set a new expectation. Like I cannot go to another professional game and like not be on the field ever again because we were right behind. I mean, on the field, the ref was right there. The players were right there. And then Ken, we look up on TV and he's like, yeah, like he was on the TV.
Yeah, it was stupid.
But-
I remember my wife and it was Puerto Rico maybe or I forget who it was that we played that game, but we went down 1-0 and then we ended up scoring in the end of the first half and then we scored late in the game and won 2-1. And my wife sent me a text and she goes, "I just saw you on ESPN. Were you crying?" I responded, "I think so." Oh man, it was funny. All right, very cool. And listen, so obviously, a few years ago, a lot of you guys, when we went on this trip, 2018 to Russia, your managers had won, or people you saw had gone. Any thoughts, any tips for anyone? I mean, I'm sure there's going to be someone here, multiple people that are in our offices that are new in the business. That in 2026, the World Cup's going to be here in the U.S. and Canada and Mexico, just so you guys know. And it's going to be an absolute epic time. I'm actually already talking to some of our partners about what to do for that one because it's going to be here locally and it's going to be in some of the cities, so it's going to be pretty awesome. But any thoughts, any tips on things that you guys, if you're in the crowd and you want to be a part of this in 4 years, right? To me, this is what it's all about. It's about work hard, play hard, live life, share experiences. But any thoughts, any tips?
Yeah, I got a pretty good tip for everybody. I remember when I was in college, I took this test and basically my professor said, you're a very futuristic learner and you're a futuristic person. So what that means is I'm very 5 years ahead of time at all times. Like I'm thinking about what I'm going to be doing physically, mentally 5 years from now. So I'm always 5 years ahead. So I remember it's been about 5 years now since I've been doing this whole business, right? So I set a goal around 3 to 4 years ago, and I was really committed to that goal, which was to promote out multiple different offices and take over the whole entire state of Ohio. At the time, I was in no position to be talking about, I'm going to promote out multiple deals. I'm going to take over the whole state. There was 27 offices on the campaign I was doing. I was number like 20 or number like 18. So I was in no position to be talking such a big game. But what happened was I was really committed to hitting that goal. And I talked about being number one every single day, even though I wasn't. I talked about with my core that we're going to promote out multiple deals. We're going to take over this campaign. And the craziest thing happened was a year later, we were number one on that campaign. 2 years later, we promoted out our very first deal. And then 6 months after that, promoted out another one. And then 6 months after that, promoted out another one. So over that 3 to 4 year span, going from a number 18, 20 office to number one and promoting out multiple deals, it all came from that long-term goal that I set. And I've always said this to all my guys, what you say that you actually want, you will always find a way to get it done, no matter what. If you really want what you said that you wanted, you will always find a way to get that shit done, no matter what, right? And if you guys don't believe me, just go on YouTube and search parents lifting up cars. Parents can't do that, right? I'm sure Adrian can't deadlift a car, but if her baby's stuck underneath that car, she's turning into She-Hulk real quick and she's lifting that motherfucker, right? Sorry for swearing, Ken. But anyways, your mind will play tricks on you both ways, in a positive way, but also in a negative way. The positive way is you can talk yourself into this positive state of mind to push yourself through all the BS. But the same thing goes for the negative part of it. If you're having a bad day and things aren't going your way, that's just life testing you that day to ask you, hey, do you really want what you said you wanted? Because I'm going to make today really hard for you. You got to push yourself through that stuff and see the bigger picture of where you want to be at the next 3-4 years or so. So I think that's, everybody could do that right now. You could literally write down what do you want to be doing 5 years from now. And it's not so much of what you want, it's how you're going to feel when you get there. It's like that, like emotional success, not really that material, so that like success. It's how you're going to feel in that 5 years, right? Or that 3 years. But the real ticket is just don't stop until you get what you wanted. You said that you wanted to do it, so do it. You know what I mean? So that's something I think everyone can work on today, Ken, is, you know, everyone can do it as long as you actually are committed to doing it and going through all the BS and learning from it.
I'm going to add one thing, Ken,
I
if that's
agree.
all right.
Of course, you're
Perfect.
next.
So to further go on for Joey's point, also what to help. So for example, I started in this business at 20 years old. I had no idea what I wanted to do at the time, but I started into this. And one thing that like halted my growth was I compared myself to all these guys. And for example, we have social media, and which it's so easy to compare yourself. Wow, that person has abs. I want them now, quick. And I wanted this fast satisfaction. I think that's a huge thing. For example, I'm 23 now, but I think in general with the social media and everything, we see all these things that people have really quick, but in reality, guess what? It's going to take some time. So Joey had that 5-year goal in the beginning where it was not, no one thought it was going to happen, right? But it's not compare yourself to them. You got to focus on yourself. So I was 20 comparing myself to Joey. I'm like, my brother can do it, really? Like, I can do it, man. Come on. And you got to focus on yourself, guys. That's awesome that top performer is closing. But when you start focusing on them, you get distracted for yourself. One thing you can do is I always had the mentality in the beginning. I'm like, oh, I don't want to ask for help. Like it's just, I want to focus on myself, right? Like I had this ego or whatever, but you got to just humble yourself and ask those top performers, how'd you get there? And apply that to yourself. So for example, Ken, this trip, I would have never thought in a million years, but I put the work in and effort and I just there, and I so happened to get gifted it to me. And one thing is I love flying. I love traveling. And what's crazy is a while back ago, I'm like, I want to go on like a big plane, like a long flight. I always told myself, and boom, it happened. It's just in the back of my mind. But don't compare yourself to others. You're at where you're at for a reason, guys. Okay? Everyone has their own pace. That's my piece of advice for someone that started at 20 years old. Don't compare.
Love it. Who's already got 100 grand in the bank as a 23-year-old. What up? All right, Adrian, any other thoughts?
Yeah, so when I look back, it's really crazy to me because I mean, I knew one, it's a story you're going to tell yourself. So if you tell yourself like, oh, like he said, comparing yourself to someone else is the most dangerous thing that you can do. Like that is a terrible thing to do because you are you. You're not that person. You're not me. You're not Michael. You're not Joe. You're not Ken. So it's got to be based on you. Compare yourself to what you were yesterday, who you are today. And if one thing I saw real quick in this business, which actually was very appealing to me, was if you don't do it, someone else will. And I was that someone else that did. And so, you know, I saw a lot of people that I was just like, it didn't make sense. If you were going to do this, why aren't you putting everything in? Why are you only doing it sometimes? And so I'm a silent worker. I don't talk a lot of smack. I'm not someone that talks a lot of shit to people. I get up and I focus on what I did yesterday and I focus on what I'm going to do today and then carry that into tomorrow. And in my head, like I might talk smack within my head, but I'm not doing it out loud because that just puts attention on it. It's distracting to me. But I learned real quick that if put it all in now, like why not? If you're going to commit to something like this, put 180% into it right now, because here's the thing, like the pandemic hit, I didn't know, no one could have seen that pandemic coming, nobody, right? But my 18 and 19, it took me 6 months to get off my feet in 2018 when I opened. I started in April. I think I was non-existent. No one knew who I was. No one knew anything about me till, October. I promoted an assistant manager, November promoted an assistant manager, promoted another one in January. And I had gone from like 0, no one, to rookie owner of the year in just literally like 3 or 4 months, and went from nothing in my corporate account to 111,000 and just kept going up from there. And so it's really putting in the time on the front end, because the results, the thing where they see the feedback, like, so you have to give it time. And whatever you're trying to do, don't let the short-term adversity blind or fog like the long-term vision, because that's the end game. Like, and then when you fast forward to 2020, I was in a spot that I could take care of my guys. I could take care of me. I bought a house. I ended up having a child that year. I didn't think I would have kids. I remember having that talk with Ken right before the pandemic, like, oh, no, I don't think I can have kids, and here we are. So whatever your future self, whatever that looks like, you can guess as much as you want, but that future version of yourself is going to either thank you or kick you for whatever decisions you make. And the name of the game is consistency. I was not the best salesperson coming in. I was not the best recruiter coming in. I was definitely not the best coach as a high D coming in. But what I did is I trusted, I put all the pressure on the systems to get really, really good at just the basic things, the sales, the field. I wasn't awesome, but I was consistent because I put the pressure on the systems, not myself. And then once I got that down, then I could really go back and master one thing at a time. So I was able to master the coaching or master the recruiting or the whatever I needed to master, whatever was best for my team or my business at the time. And it's a process. It takes time. It's a never ending process for that matter, because then I level up and I'm on a promoting owner level and then a consultant level. So I have to keep leveling up. So just remember that wherever your focus is going is where where focus goes, energy flows. And put the time in now so that your future self thanks you. You can move really, really quick in this business, but it seems like a slow start. So if you're feeling like that, I can relate, but it'll pay off if you stay consistent.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Well, listen, we're going to do another call in a few weeks, if you guys are cool with it, after the experience, right? Just to see, how things went, and to see, if, everything that you guys are thinking about. And obviously, I'm sure we're going to have some crazy fun stories. I can just share with you a quick one. When we were in Brazil, we had 10 of us go into these games, right? And we had all our tickets, and we were staying in a place called Leblon. We were in Rio de Janeiro, and we were going from the hotel or the condo that we were at, and we were going to the subway. And on the way down the subway, I was talking to my brother went, my cousin, 2 cousins went, and then obviously some owners in our business. And I was talking to one of the guys that was with us, and all of a sudden we're holding our tickets because you need the ticket to get on the subway. And all of a sudden, this ticket, like a paper ticket like this, falls out of his hand. And I don't know if you guys know, like things that when they time just slows down and you see things like really slow. Well, I see this ticket just kind of fall out of his hand, and I'm watching it. And I look down, and we're going down an escalator. And then side of the escalator is the silver part, and then the escalator moves down, right? The ticket goes and disappears into the escalator. And I'm like, I just didn't know it. I was in shock. And the person that the ticket was like screams at the top of his lungs. I swear, like, for anyone that was in the subway with us, I swear they thought like he got stabbed or shot or something crazy. That's how like a crazy scream he had. And he was a Brazilian guy that was with us. And then he starts like he turns around, and everyone's like, what happened? What happened? I'm like, his ticket, it's gone. It's like in the escalator, it's gone. And then he's like, blah, 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 to his Portuguese friend and to everyone else. And I'm like, what the hell? We get to the, and keep in mind, these are like in a sports game. There's a ton of people getting on the thing. We're all like going down. Everyone's like looking around. We get off the escalator and stand aside, and all these people are going by, and like looking around, what happened? And then all of a sudden the guy turns around and runs off, right? He's from Brazil. And his brother, who was with us, who's, again, these guys were buddies of my cousin. He looks at us, he goes, he's okay, he'll figure it out, let's go. And they were entrepreneurs, which was funny. And he's like, "Yeah, he'll figure it out. We'll go." And we're like, "What?" And we just like, okay. So we just got back in the escalator, went down, jumped on the train, rode an hour one way to where the stadium was, and we didn't have cell phone coverage in the going in and out of the different tunnels and things. And then when we get off the train, we're like asking, "Is he okay? Did he get the ticket? Like, what's going on?" And he goes, "Nope, he got the ticket. We're good. He'll be here soon." And to tell you what happened, so long story short, he runs upstairs. We found out later. He goes to the main security people, says in Portuguese, "I dropped my ticket inside the escalator for the game. I need some help." And so he said that 6 of the people in the security and whatever go to the escalator. They stop the escalator, make everyone go on the side. They literally rolled up the escalator and had somebody crawl underneath it, get behind it, and they found the ticket and gave it back to him. So on the way back from the game, we went by it, and literally, if you ever seen an escalator getting worked on, you know what I'm talking about. Like the bottom couple pieces, I guess, roll up or get removed, and there's like a space about this big, and apparently it's just like stairs, I guess, right? So there's a big room back in there, whatever. But somebody crawled under there and got his ticket and ended up getting it. But I mean, think about it. We were in Brazil. It's where soccer was created, essentially. And the guy says, "I got a ticket to a World Cup game." Like the whole country probably stopped in that little zone and to help the guy get his ticket. But it was absolutely nuts. But talk about having a good attitude and figuring it out, getting shit done. But that is tis is life and keeping your attitude. But listen, congrats to all of you guys. I'm super proud about sharing this experience with you guys. Obviously, it's special to me with my brother being along with us and through all the things that he and I have been through in life together with what's happened to my family and things. But I'm really happy for you guys being a part of it. You've absolutely earned it. And it's going to be a blast. And in my opinion, a 10X experience where you're going to talk about it for the rest of your life. And so I'm proud that we can give these types of opportunities to you guys. And this is just one of many that we'll be able to do as business continues to grow and thrive. So for all you guys on today, happy Friday. Thanks for jumping on. Thanks for sharing your wealth of knowledge, everybody. Looking forward to seeing you. We'll see you guys next Wednesday night. See you guys. Have an awesome day. Have a great week and kick some ass in the fourth quarter. Bye, guys.
Thanks a lot too, Ken.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.